tornadoes, fires, and floods, and hurricanes. Oh my. Hi, I'm Ron Trotto, TC Computer Consulting, and today we're covering the topic of natural disasters and how to keep your business afloat in the event of a natural disaster. Well, we've had some experience with this. A few years ago, we had some back-to-back 100-year storms that were actually prefaced by a couple of major hurricanes that hit our state. So we do have some experience in natural disasters. Now, all of those disasters were predicted. We knew ahead of time that they were going to hit. We didn't exactly know if they were going to hit at the veracity that the weathermen said they would, but we did know that they were going to occur. So that gave us time to prepare. On our side, back then, we just made sure that all backups were current, and that in the case of the clients where flooding was a problem, to make sure that all of their electronics were up off the ground, and to make sure that the servers, if they were not needed, if they weren't core to the business, were also unplugged. And it's important to keep everything unplugged, as using just the on-off switch, believe it or not, many of the computers are still running just kind of in a standby mode. So they're connected to the grid, and if lines come down and services disconnected somewhere with a short or whatever, those can send major spikes through the grid right into your computer, which means you're not going to be able to use it when you come back to work. So idea to keep those things unplugged when these things are predicted. So very important piece. Second important piece is communication. Communication with staff and communication with your end users. You need to have a plan on how you're going to communicate with your staff. We found text messaging works the best. It uses very little bandwidth, and in our case, when we had multiple cell towers down, we were able to still effectively text message with people. So that was very helpful. And if you have a person who's able to serve as a reflector for you, that's outside of your area, meaning that they have good data availability to them, you can use them as a reflector. So all of your staff would have them as the emergency contact number, and they would have all of the staff's numbers so that they can communicate to them effectively during times of a natural disaster. So that's great. Plans in place on how you communicate with your end users. Now, in our case, we have some clients that are international, but even our clients that are regional experienced some pretty angry customers who just did not understand the depth of the outage due to either the ice storm or the hurricane, and just thought that it was poor communication on the part of the business. And that was easily corrected by updating the website to make sure that it had verbiage in there to let them know that things were affected, setting auto replies on email, and also sending out blanket emails to the clients to let them know, hey, we're experiencing some downtime due to Mother Nature. So we're going to keep you updated on what our process is going to be and what our time frame is going to be. And they're really going to appreciate that. So that's something we were able to do. And I'll tell you, our clients really appreciated that, especially when we sent them notification of when the power would likely be back up in their building and when communications would be reestablished, the broadband communications would be reestablished. It was very helpful in them kind of planning their days and getting that communication out to their staff. So a couple of really important things. Now, I talked about the cybersecurity plan in prior videos, and parts of that are the business continuity plan and the disaster recovery plan. Now, both of these are key elements, of course, in the cyber attack. And what's good is that if you've already done your cyber attack planning, then you're 90% done with your natural disaster planning. The other 10% is going to deal with, well, guess what? You don't have access to your building anymore. So how are you going to deal with that? What equipment are you going to use? Are you going to let the end users use their equipment? Where does this stuff get restored in terms of your servers and your internal documentation? Is that something we put up in the cloud? Is that something we set up like a Dropbox type thing that's more secure for your business? These are things that have to be in place ahead of time. Again, shooting from the hip at the time of the disaster is not the time to be doing this, because you're going to be making poor decision based off of bad information. So very important to have that plan in place and to test that plan. So I'm hoping this information helped. If you have any questions, please do contact us. Put it in the comments. give us a call, however you'd like to do that. And if you found this information useful and you think it'd be useful for others, please like and share it so that we can definitely spread the word. I'm Ron Trotto, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.